Good evening, everybody on YouTube. Here, I'm gonna do my 2 cents with all my, origins. I've got Revelations He-Man, a lot of my origin figures, and I have some vintage stuff. As you can see, a couple of vintage things, um, like Claudine, um, and vintage Panther, and of course the Walmart Panther. I also have vintage Battle Cat, but I didn't include him in this one. Now I want to talk about he He-Man Masters of the Universe Revelations. I will admit that I did not like part 1, the first half. And the main reason I didn't like it was because they had killed Prince Adam as He-Man, well, twice. And then, they bragged about killing him again at the very end. So when part 2 come along, I watched it in its entirety, and it was a continuation of part 1. Granted, I knew that it was going to be about Tila and Evil Lynn's story with Skeletor. And the trailer, if you watch the trailer, yeah, they imply that Skeletor is like the big baddie. And he is for a little while. I will tell you, part 2 is very well written. The artwork design, the graphic design on the characters were very, very impressive. I enjoyed part 2 very much, and then I sat down and I watched the whole thing in its continuity, without it being if part 2 was separate, as a whole season. And let me tell you, if you watch it from the very first episode to the ending of the second half, it makes a lot more sense. And Tila does end up becoming the sorceress like she was always meant to be. But the twist at the end with the new Man-at-Arms, I never saw that coming, but I thought that was pretty cool. And I I can now, as a whole, still say, yeah, I disagree with how you did He-Man, but the very ending, like I said, there is a lot of scenes where we get some more in-depth backstory. However, Evil Lynn's backstory did not sit well with me. I actually like the 2000X backstory better than for Evil Lynn than this one in Revelations. However, not to say that her storyline, her background in this one wasn't bad, but I did love the Evil Lynn design. I thought her Dark Sorceress design was pretty cool. And then at the very end, they implies that the Horde, symbol. So I would be very interested and hope that we do get a season 3, or at least a second season to see what goes on from there as Tula, has become the sorceress, and now, He-Man's, he's become a back burner. But hopefully the next season would be more about him than her, And I think that they did a little bit more better storytelling for the second half. There was more action, very reminiscent of the battles of, like I said, Filmation. There's going to be people that are going to diss on it, and there's going to be people that hate on it because it is not true to form of Filmation. It does a good representation, but it's not Filmation. There was a lot of emotional scenes. I loved seeing Savage He-Man. Now, I thought that was pretty awesome, because it looked like kind of a spinoff from the Hulk. And of course, like I said, Adam wanted to find out what it would be like without calling down the sword, and I thought that was pretty cool. I personally, I want to see more. I think that they have a good start. personally. Now as to, like I said, what they could have done very differently. I mean, yeah, it's I mean, at the end of the day, I mean, it's kind of bad that they did what they did. But if you watch it, it's continuing. Let's say you've never watched the Filmation, and you haven't watched the one for the kids, you will probably very much like this one because there is some adult scenes to it. In fact, having Evil Lynn seduce Skeletor for the Power Sword. I thought that was actually pretty incredible. I was like, oh my gosh, they really went there and did that. Wow. So yeah, I really hope that they do a iteration on Tila for Revelations as a sorceress. I would love to see that in a figure line, or in Origins. That would be kind of cool. You know, but I am slowly building up my Origin toy line, as you guys can see. I do have, I think tomorrow, something is supposed to come tomorrow. And it's supposed to be, now I already have the battle cat, but what I don't have is the battle He-Man that went with it and the stand for that battle cat. So I will be getting two of them, which is fine because I can use one for Faker. Because I do plan on getting the Faker Origin toy line. I can't get duplicate. The one for Paracon is way too expensive. I wish I could afford Paracon duplicate, but it's too expensive on eBay. There's no way I can afford it. And I wish I knew somebody that could send me one, but of course, I missed out on the times when they had it for sale. And I'm hoping maybe they'll bring it back next year. Have it for sale maybe next year, or release it to the public. That would be nice. But I highly doubt it because it's a collection deal. It's for collectors that can fork over the money for it. It's just like the Paracon Hordak group. That would have been nice to have had, but they only did it for Paracon. If you're gonna have all this stuff for Paracon, release it. Release a different variation for the rest of us. I mean, it would be nice to have those for the average Joe. As it is, I've also got some other things that are coming from eBay that I ordered. I ordered a 24 movie collection, the DC Cinematic Universe. So I will be having that. If Netflix does offer He-Man, the full collection of He-Man Revelations on DVD or Blu-ray, I will of course be buying that because it is it's a new version of He-Man, just the same as the one for the kids. If that ever comes out on DVD, I'll be buying that too. So that'll be the thing. As you can see, like I said, I have Revelations He-Man. I also have Revelations Skellige, but I didn't put him up here because there's not a whole lot of room. Now, here's the thing that I plan on doing, and I haven't done this yet, but I am going to add a couple of things that are going to be really cool. And some of the things that I'm going to do like I don't know how I'm going to do it yet, but I'm going to try. I'm going to kind of see if I can set up a way, like maybe get a thing I can attach to my phone and do like a recording where I sit down and kind of play with my toys. Yeah, my voice isn't going to sound like Prince, male or anything. I'm a girl, so I'm not going to sound like a guy. I mean, I can try, but it ain't gonna work. But there's some things that I want to do. Like, I have My Little Pony, I have Godzilla, and I figure with Castle Grayskull here, it'd be an opportunity to try and, however I can, it would be a cool opportunity to, as an interesting, pilot toy, playing with adult toys, be interesting to see what would it look like if, let's say, Japanese movie monsters or let's say Dragonheart, some of the Dragonheart figures that I have crossed over into the land of He-Man, and She-Ra, and and then that would be pretty cool. Now, I wish the Origins would give us an Adora figure that we could have. because I think that would be awesome to have in Origins line. And stuff. So that would be something that I would love to see for Mattel to put out for the average Joe, for us to have as a Dora, because it's kind of hard to find that out, Um, I'm like I said, I missed the original wave of collections of He-Man toys. And I guess back in the day when I first saw He-Man, those toy lines were, almost non-existent because My Little Pony came out and that was for girls, and everything. And I never really got into She-Ra. The only time I ever saw She-Ra was Secret of the Sword, and I rented that VHS tape many, many times growing up. And believe me, if I could have collected or had those toy lines back in the day, I probably would have had a lot of money sitting in my bank account, or just to sell, because those old toys are worth a lot of money. Um, but yes, I have a few of the old My Little Pony figures. I still collect. I'm so glad I've got, an old a Claudine that's in pretty good shape. The Panther I got's not in the best shape, but that's okay. I've got, the Walmart exclusive. And that was a buy I bought off of, I think, eBay, I believe. Now, Kronos and the Skeletor that I've got came from a 2-pack, and that was bought from Target. Adam came from Amazon. See, Lords of Power, Beastman Lords of Power came from Amazon. She-Ra came from Amazon. Scareglow came from Amazon. The Castle Grayskull came from Target. Um, the the other battle, well, the big battle cat for Revelations, that came from Target. Um, and the other battle cat I got came from Target. And then the battle arena, or the fighting, or the battle damage battle cat, that um came from eBay. But minus the He-Man. Now it came with the gargoyles, but minus the stand that it came with. Now I did order it from Target, and hopefully it comes in. It's supposed to arrive tomorrow. That's the other thing it's supposed to get here. That and Sunday Beastman Revelation is supposed to get here, so I will have another Beastman to talk about and upload as reviews on things. Now, like I said, out of all the He-Mans that I've got, these are the coolest ones. I mean, now I think this He-Man looks kind of goofy because he's smiling. He should be more serious, and I love that Adam over here is way more serious. But of course, like I said, the difficult things is that, even with now I don't have the Wind Rider or the Land Shark, which I want to get. I hope that Mattel brings back the old Origins Snake Mountain, because that would be awesome to have. They brought out Castle Grayskull. It would be nice to have Snake Mountain to accomplish a Castle Grayskull. And I hope, Mattel, you hear this. We need Snake Mountain for the Origin line. Um, I don't know if I want to buy the original Snake Mountain to complement the retro redesign of Castle Grayskull, because it won't look right. Um, but yes, I am really glad that I have these guys now. The one thing that I've got to try to do, and I don't have, is I'm gonna try to see if I can't somehow do a background behind this to make it look really cool. I'd love to get another camera at some point. Maybe there'll be a Christmas sale and I can get, for $69, I can get a, camera. That would be another Canon camera, because that would be nice. But we'll see. So I am going to stop this here because, like I said, I wanted to display everybody before the stuff comes in tomorrow. Because I'll be, like I said, going to work, or not work, but I'll be getting stuff from my work week. But yeah, I just want to say that, like I said, the way that everything is, you have all these characters, beautiful characters. Like I said, I'm slowly building up the Origins line. I won't always have these guys displayed out here because I can't. They'll go back to where I have them. But at some point, they are all going to be displayed somewhere in or around Castle Grayskull. And that's going to be the cool thing, because when and if I ever get a time to put things up, I want to be able to have people look at these and see, oh my gosh, these are so beautiful, and that, yeah, this person really knows her, lore, and stuff. So, anyway, we will talk more, and I will upload this as soon as I can.